Welcome back to the channel, Rare Coins All World, where every coin has a hidden story, and sometimes, that story is worth more than you ever imagined. Today, we're crossing the Atlantic to explore one of the United Kingdom's most iconic everyday coins, the humble yet surprisingly fascinating 2001 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin. Yes, that small bronze coin you've probably held in your hand hundreds of times. But what if I told you that in some very rare cases, this little coin could be worth thousands, yes, thousands, of dollars? So if you have a jar of old British change lying around, don't ignore that 2p piece. It might just be worth a fortune. Now, let's dig in and uncover what makes the 2001 2p so interesting, and in some cases, so incredibly valuable. To start, a bit of background. The 2-pence coin, or 2p as it's commonly known, has been in circulation since decimalization in 1971. The 2001 version still features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which shows Her Majesty facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This portrait was in use from 1998 to 2015 and is known for its realistic and regal detail. On the reverse side of the 2001 coin, you'll find the badge of the Prince of Wales, a coronet of crossed fleurs-de-lis and ostrich plumes, accompanied by the famous motto, Ich diene, which means, I serve, in German. It's a coin rich in royal symbolism and tradition. But now comes the real question: with millions of these coins minted, what makes one 2p from 2001 worth far more than 2 pence? The answer is found in rarity, errors, and condition, three words that every coin collector pays very close attention to. Let's start with condition. Most 2p coins from 2001 have been through countless hands, vending machines, pockets, and pavements. So finding one in pristine condition, also known as brilliant uncirculated or even proof condition, is already a big deal. Coins that have never been circulated, with flawless surfaces and a brilliant shine, are incredibly desirable for collectors, but condition is just the beginning. What really sends the value of the 2001 2p into the stratosphere is the presence of minting errors, those fascinating mistakes that happen during the production process and turn an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind collectible. Now, what kind of errors are we talking about? One of the most sought after is the off-metal strike. There have been rare cases where a 2p coin was accidentally struck on a blank meant for a different denomination, like a 1p or even a foreign coin. These off-metal errors can sometimes be detected by the weight or color of the coin. If your 2p seems too light, too dark, or just off, it could be an error coin, and that's when things get exciting. Another amazing type of error is the mule coin. That's when the front and back of a coin don't match, like a 2p reverse paired with the wrong obverse die. These are exceedingly rare but extremely valuable when discovered. Imagine a 2p coin that carries the wrong queen's portrait or even a different denomination's reverse by mistake. Now that is a collector's dream. We also can't forget about die rotation errors, where one side of the coin is misaligned with the other. If you flip your coin vertically and the other side is tilted, that's a rare misalignment that could fetch serious money. Then there are double strikes, where the coin has been struck more than once, creating a blurry or ghosted image. Again, rare, and very valuable. Even small differences in font, spacing, or alignment of the lettering around the coin's edge can indicate a rare variety or error. And if your coin is still in mint packaging or part of an official set, the value increases even more. So why does this matter so much to collectors? Because coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about mystery, history, and the thrill of the hunt. For true collectors, finding an error coin is like discovering a hidden treasure. It's the idea that something rare made it through all the layers of quality control at the Royal Mint and ended up in someone's hands completely by accident. Now imagine being the person who finds that one unusual 2001 2p coin. Maybe you picked it up as loose change. Maybe it's been sitting in a drawer for years. And suddenly, you realize it's not just a coin. It's a prize. So, just how much can one of these coins be worth? Well, in extremely rare cases, especially when a minting error is involved and the coin is in top-grade condition, a 2001 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin has been valued at as much as $43,000. Yes, you heard that right, $43,000 for a single British 2p coin. That's a life-changing amount of money hiding in a piece of change most people ignore. So take this as your reminder, check your change. Look through that old jar of coins. Examine every detail, edges, lettering, condition, and any signs of errors. Because sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. Thanks for joining us on this incredible coin adventure. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss out on the next hidden gem we uncover. Today, we're taking a closer look at a coin that might just be sitting at the bottom of your change jar, the United Kingdom 2 pence coin from 2015. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a 2p coin, what could possibly be special about it? Well, stick with me, because this unassuming little coin has a secret. In fact, under the right circumstances, this very 2p coin could be worth thousands, yes, thousands, of dollars. And you might be lucky enough to have one without even knowing it. Let's jump in and explore what makes this coin so fascinating, and why collectors around the world are hunting for specific 2015 2p coins like modern-day treasure hunters. To start, let's talk about the basics. The 2015 2p coin features the fifth and final portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the talented Jody Clark. This version shows the Queen with more realism and modern detail than ever before, slightly older, wiser, and still wearing the iconic royal diamond diadem crown. It's a portrait that captures history in the making, as this was one of the last definitive portraits of Her Majesty before her passing. On the reverse, we have the segment of the royal shield, part of a design introduced in 2008 that was spread across various UK coin denominations. When placed together, these coins form the full shield of the royal arms, a brilliant and symbolic piece of modern design that adds a layer of meaning to each coin. But what makes the 2015 version of this 2p coin stand out? Well, the Royal Mint produced millions of 2p coins that year. So naturally, most of them are common and only worth their face value. But, as always in the world of numismatics, the true gems lie in the errors, oddities, and rare variants that slipped through unnoticed. Let's talk about those now. Because this is where things get really interesting. One of the most coveted finds among 2p collectors is a wrong metal strike. That's when the coin was accidentally minted using the wrong metal blank. Normally, the 2p is minted in copper-plated steel. But in rare cases, coins have been discovered struck on blanks intended for other coins, giving them a different weight, color, or even magnetic properties. Imagine flipping through your change and spotting a 2p that looks a bit too silvery, or maybe doesn't attract a magnet when it should. That could be a rare and valuable misstrike. Then there's the possibility of a mule error, where the obverse and reverse don't belong together, say, a 2p back paired with the wrong front portrait or an incorrect inscription. These kinds of errors are so rare that when one surfaces, it sends shockwaves through the collector community. You'll also want to watch out for die rotation errors. If you flip your coin and the design doesn't line up perfectly, maybe the Queen's head is tilted when the shield is upright, you might be holding a rotated die coin. These are odd, uncommon, and highly collectible. And let's not forget about double strikes, where the coin was struck twice in the press, creating ghosted or overlapping images. Or clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is literally missing due to a blank cutting error. These kinds of flaws are easy to miss if you're not looking carefully, but they can add major value to your coin. Now, condition plays a huge role too. A 2p from 2015 that's been circulating for years, scuffed and scratched, might not catch much attention. But a mint state coin, one that's shiny, flawless, and perfectly preserved, can turn heads at auctions and private sales. And if that pristine condition is combined with a rare error? That's the collector's jackpot. You might be wondering, why are these little copper coins so desirable? It's simple. Coin collectors thrive on the thrill of discovery. When a minting mistake slips through the cracks of one of the most advanced mints in the world, it becomes a story, a glitch in the system, a rare moment in time captured in metal. These coins are more than currency. They're collectibles. Their history, and now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to come across a 2015 2-pence coin that includes one of these ultra-rare minting errors, and it's in top condition, it could be worth as much as $33,000. Yes, you heard me correctly, $33,000 for a 2-pence piece. So don't underestimate that tiny coin rattling around in your change. Take a closer look. Examine the edges, check the alignment, weigh it if you can, and inspect every detail. You never know what you might find. That everyday coin could turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Today, we're focusing on a small but mighty coin from the United Kingdom, the 2016 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin, yes, the good old 2p. It's often found rolling around in purses, parking meters, and shop tills across Britain. But what if I told you that one specific version of this tiny copper coin could be worth a life-changing sum of money? That's right, so don't blink, because you might just learn something that could turn your pocket change into a fortune. Let's start with a bit of background. The 2-pence coin has been in circulation since decimalization in 1971. Over the decades, it has gone through a few changes, design tweaks, metal composition shifts, and, of course, updates to Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. The 2016 version features the most modern portrait of Her Majesty, the fifth and final effigy, sculpted by Jody Clark. This design shows Queen Elizabeth with grace and realism, wearing the royal diamond diadem, symbolizing tradition and continuity during a period of incredible change. On the reverse, you'll see a segment of the royal shield of arms. This design, introduced in 2008, turns everyday coins into puzzle pieces. Put together the 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, 20p, and 50p, and you'll see the full shield come to life. It's a brilliant piece of design, and the 2p coin proudly features the lower left section of the shield. But here's where things get really interesting. Although the 2016 2p was widely minted, not all of these coins were struck perfectly. And when mistakes happen during the minting process, that's when collectors perk up, because minting errors and rare varieties can make a coin dramatically more valuable than its face value. Let's go over some of the rare and exciting errors you should be watching for on the 2016 2p. One of the most valuable is the wrong planchet error. Imagine a 2p coin struck on a blank that was actually meant for a different denomination, like a 1p or even a foreign coin. These coins can look a bit off in color, weight, or thickness. If you hold one in your hand and it doesn't feel quite right, or it doesn't stick to a magnet like other 2ps should, it could be a clue that you've got a rare error. Then there's the possibility of a die rotation error. If you flip the coin vertically, the other side should be perfectly aligned. But in a rotated die error, the design is tilted or completely off-center. These are rare to find, but they're some of the most talked about and collectible errors out there. Don't forget about double strikes, either. A double strike happens when the coin is hit twice by the die, often slightly out of alignment. This creates a ghosted or duplicated image of the queen or the shield. It looks bizarre, but it's worth serious attention from collectors who love unique misprints. Also, keep an eye out for off-center strikes. That's when the coin blank wasn't properly aligned in the press, and part of the design is missing or cut off. The more off-center it is, while still keeping the date visible, the more valuable it can become. Now here's a fun one, a mule coin. In numismatics, a mule is a coin that was struck with mismatched dies, say, a 2p back paired with a different coin's front. These are extremely rare and often happen by mistake when dies from different coin types are mixed up during production. Even small flaws like die cracks, clipped planchets, or strange textures can add value. They may not be visible at first glance, but with a magnifying glass and a little patience, you might uncover something truly special hiding on that small bronze disc. And of course, the condition of the coin is incredibly important. A 2016 2p that's shiny, uncirculated, and graded by a professional service can already command a premium. But when it's paired with a genuine error? That's when collectors start making serious offers. Now, you might be wondering, with so many 2p coins out there, why does anyone care about one from 2016? Here's the magic of coin collecting. It's about rarity, curiosity, and discovery. It's about finding something unique in the ordinary. A small mistake at the mint can turn a common coin into a prized possession. And when those rare coins surface, they're not just metal anymore, they're artifacts of history, each with a story to tell. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to have a 2016 United Kingdom 2p coin in excellent condition, and it includes one of these rare errors, especially a wrong planchet, off-center strike, or mule pairing, it could be worth an incredible $31,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $31,000 for a coin that many people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the pavement. So take a close look at your coins. Search through your jars, your drawers, your old piggy banks. Flip each coin, examine the design, and pay attention to the tiniest details. Because you never know when that one little 2p coin could be something truly extraordinary. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next unbelievable coin story we uncover. Today, we're diving into a coin that may have slipped through your fingers without you even knowing its true value, the 1994 United Kingdom 2p coin featuring Queen Elizabeth I. At first glance, it might seem like just another small copper coin, but trust me, this little 2p has a story to tell. Whether it's a minting error, a rare variant, or simply an ultra-rare version in pristine condition, this coin could be sitting in your collection or even your pocket, waiting to be discovered. So, let's take a deep dive into what makes the 1994 2p coin so special, why it's become a sought-after collector's item, and just how much you could potentially sell it for if you happen to find the right version. Let's start with the basics. The 1994 2p coin is part of the regular series of coins that were issued as part of the UK's decimal currency system. On the obverse, it features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This portrait was used on UK coins from 1985 to 1997 and is beloved by many collectors for its detailed and graceful representation of Her Majesty. Queen Elizabeth is depicted with the royal diadem, the crown she's often seen wearing during state occasions, symbolizing her long reign and steadfast leadership. But now, let's move on to the other side of the coin, the reverse. The reverse of the 1994 2p coin features a beautifully detailed image of a single rose, which is part of the United Kingdom's national symbol. This image has roots in the historic Rose of England, representing the unity between the houses of Lancaster and York. The design, created by Christopher Ironside, is elegant, simple, and symbolic, a stunning tribute to the UK's heritage. At first, this all seems pretty straightforward, right? But the truth is, things aren't always as simple as they seem in the world of coin collecting. It's the imperfections, mistakes, and rare variants that turn a common coin into a prized find. So, let's dig deeper into why the 1994 2p could be more valuable than you might expect. One of the key reasons that some of these coins are worth more than their face value is due to minting errors. Even though millions of 1994 2p coins were produced, the beauty of coin collecting lies in the rare mistakes that sometimes slip past the mint. Errors like misaligned dies, off-center strikes, and double strikes are incredibly valuable to collectors because they are one of a kind and show a flaw in the minting process that makes them stand out. For example, off-center strikes happen when the coin isn't positioned correctly in the press, and as a result, part of the coin design is cut off or misplaced. If you find a 1994 2p that has this error, it can make the coin much rarer and more desirable. Another type of error to watch out for is the misaligned die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin isn't properly aligned, causing the design to appear slightly off-center or tilted. In some cases, these types of errors can be quite subtle, but they can dramatically increase the value of a coin to the right collector. This is one of the main reasons coin collectors are so obsessed with inspecting the details of each coin. Those tiny imperfections can make all the difference. But what about double strikes? This is another fascinating error where the coin gets struck by the minting die more than once, resulting in a ghost image on the coin. This can sometimes create a blurry or duplicated design, which is highly sought after by collectors because it's such a rare mistake. Then there are clipping errors, when a portion of the coin's metal is missing or the edges are uneven. These errors can happen during the minting process when the blanks used to make coins are incorrectly cut, leaving them with visible imperfections. If you find a 1994 2p coin that's clipped, you could be holding onto something incredibly rare. Now, let's talk about condition. This is critical in the world of numismatics. Most 2p coins from 1994 have been circulated over the years, so finding one in mint condition, or even uncirculated, is a rare event. A well-preserved 1994 2p coin, especially if it has a unique error or anomaly, could fetch significantly more than its face value. In fact, if you happen to come across a pristine, error-free 1994 2p coin, it could still have strong appeal to collectors looking to complete their sets or find coins in near-perfect condition. Here's the kicker: the value of these coins can skyrocket, especially if they are in top-tier condition and have an unusual minting mistake. A normal 1994 2p might only be worth its face value of 2 pence, but if you have a coin with a significant minting error or an uncirculated version, its value can shoot up dramatically. Drum roll, please. If you happen to have a 1994 United Kingdom 2 pence coin with the right kind of error, or even one in immaculate condition, it could be worth an astonishing $46,000. Yes, you heard that right, $46,000 for a simple 2p coin. It's incredible how much a single coin can appreciate in value when the right combination of rarity, error, and condition comes into play. So, if you've got a 1994 2p lying around, don't just toss it into your change jar or wallet. Take a closer look. Inspect it carefully for those rare minting errors, and make sure it's in good condition. You never know, that tiny coin could be worth thousands. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more about rare coins and their value, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another fascinating coin discovery. Today, we've got something truly special to discuss, a coin that might be sitting right under your nose and you might not even know it. We're talking about the 1971 United Kingdom 2 pence coin, a little piece of history that could be worth much more than you'd expect. So, grab your magnifying glass, because today, we're going to uncover exactly why this small coin from 1971 is worth paying attention to, and just how much it could be worth to the right collector. Let's kick things off with some historical context. The 2 pence coin, or 2p, as it's affectionately known, was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971 as part of the country's move to decimal currency. Before this, the UK operated on the old imperial system, but with decimalisation, the British government introduced a new range of coins to replace the old ones. The 1971 2 pence coin was among the first batch of coins minted in this new system. Now, if you look closely at the obverse side of the coin, you'll notice it features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This portrait became iconic in British numismatics, as it was used on coins from 1985 until 1997. The Queen is depicted wearing the royal diadem, a symbol of the British monarchy's long-standing tradition and power. This design is known for its elegance and striking realism, making it a favorite among collectors who appreciate the finer details of coin design, but it's the reverse side of the 1971 2p coin that really tells a fascinating story. On the back of the coin, you'll see a beautiful design featuring a single rose, which is part of the royal coat of arms. The rose, in this case, represents the symbol of England, a nod to the historical Wars of the Roses and the subsequent union of the Lancaster and York families. The design itself, created by Christopher Ironside, reflects the unity of the English people and the richness of their history. At first glance, the 1971 2 pence coin might seem like just another piece of currency, but here's where things get really interesting. The 1971 version is actually quite significant in the world of coin collecting. Why, you ask? Well, there are several reasons that make this coin stand out, especially to serious numismatists and collectors. Let's talk about rarity first. While millions of 2p coins were minted in 1971, the coin from this year is part of a special transitional phase in British currency. This makes the 1971 2p coin a rare find for certain collectors. The design was only used on British coins for a limited period, and finding one that's in pristine condition is incredibly rare. Now, what makes this coin truly valuable are the minting errors that have been discovered over the years. The fascinating thing about coins like this one is that errors made during the minting process can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare collectible treasure. For the 1971 2p coin, there are a few key minting errors that collectors are especially interested in. One of the most exciting errors to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank doesn't align properly with the minting press, causing the design to be stamped unevenly. An off-center 1971 2p coin can have part of the design missing or overlapping the edge, making it a standout piece. The more extreme the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors love these types of errors because they're unique, each one is different and truly one of a kind. Another minting error that can significantly increase the value of a coin is a double strike. This occurs when a coin is struck by the minting die twice, either in the same position or slightly offset. This results in a ghosted image or duplicated design on the coin. For a collector, a double-struck 1971 2p coin can be a real prize, as it's something that can't be easily replicated. Clipping errors are another thing to look out for. These occur when the coin is cut incorrectly during the minting process, leaving part of the edge missing or uneven. A clipped 1971 2p coin can look strange, but to the right collector, it's a highly sought-after piece. It's one of those quirky imperfections that adds charm and uniqueness to a coin, making it stand out in a collection. But let's not forget about the condition of the coin itself. For any coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. A 1971 2p coin that's uncirculated, with minimal wear and tear, will always be worth more than one that's been in heavy circulation. Coins that have been well preserved in mint condition are often sent off to be professionally graded, and depending on the grade, their value can increase significantly. Now, you might be wondering, with so many of these coins in circulation, what makes the 1971 2p coin stand out as something that could fetch an impressive price? It all comes down to those rare errors and the coin's condition. Even though many of these coins were minted, the ones that survived in perfect shape or with minting flaws are incredibly rare. It's these coins that tend to get snapped up by collectors who are always on the lookout for unique and historically significant pieces. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to have a 1971 United Kingdom 2 pence coin with a rare minting error or in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth an astounding $66,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $66,000 for a small coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes, the most unassuming pieces hide the biggest surprises. So, if you've got a 1971 2p coin, take a moment to really inspect it. You might have something far more valuable than you think. Keep an eye out for those minting errors, and remember, condition is everything when it comes to determining a coin's worth. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and their potential worth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on another coin discovery. Who knows what treasure might be hiding in your pocket? Until next time, happy hunting, and happy collecting.